is exactly what we are learning this week. So how to hold that state, why you were not able to hold it until now, what are the reasons, like why you have been training your whole life for this, but you're still not holding that state whenever you want, at least. And they are going to talk more about this and to explain more. They are going to explain some issues about traditional ways of doing it, traditional yoga, traditional meditation, and how it really goes and why at some point we don't really hold it, what really happens. And I will let them explain this. And for now, I just try to figure it out how to connect YouTube without without having your faces on the screen, because yesterday I have unfortunately noticed that I was on YouTube and I connected there and we had the whole panel, and then there were your faces as well. And then when I have discovered it, I've erased the movie. So today I hope to be able to be on YouTube and not to have you on the screen, for your identities to be protected. And I'm really sorry that yesterday I didn't notice this. I didn't really know what to do not to have this on the screen. So I'm going to speaker view. Okay, this should work now.
And is that where we downloaded it on YouTube?
No, I have sent the recording. I don't know if you have received it, but I have sent the recording today.
Where did you send it? On which?
On Facebook. If you haven't received it, I will send it to you again.
I didn't go to Facebook. Yes, I did. Okay. On your Facebook page, you mean?
Yeah. I've sent it in private message.
I didn't get it in Messenger.
Yeah. Then I'm going to look again, and if I haven't sent it to you, I will send it anyway again. Yeah.
Send it with this one. You can wait, and I'll get them both. Other people were asking.
Okay, so perfect. We are going live on YouTube, and there is just my face on the screen. If there are any other questions related to yesterday's topic, please ask them now. It will be helpful before we go on, to be sure that you don't have any questions in your mind.
I have a question. So after we did it, I was super high, and then this morning I saw, I felt the pain in the energy center of my heart, which I thought was pretty cleared, and I saw the whole layout, and then it sort of dissipated. So is that just normal for the process? It was super intense.
Yeah, it might be because we have worked quite a lot with the central sun. And whenever you want to even reprogram the mind, so to integrate the frequencies perfectly, everything else is going to be cleaned. So if you have felt like this, yeah, it seems natural. But also you need to be sure that your body functions well, that you don't have any kind of medical issues. That I always advise you in this case to always
No, it was an energetic thing. It wasn't energetic because I felt the grief of it.
Yeah. Many of you have, or at least some of you have written to me yesterday that you felt a lot of energy. It might be I don't feel it anymore. So for me, it feels a very soft, a very natural energy. It reacts in accordance with your body as well. Okay. So let's see if I can share the screen.
I just got it. It's cleaning everything out so you can hold the state.
Yeah, it should be like this. Yeah. And if you remember, I had quite some time before I started this workshop for cleaning everything. And it was quite powerful.
I have a question from yesterday.
Yeah.
So you were saying that we each are responsible for creating our own reality. So let's say I have an idea for a reality I want to create, and I'm in an interaction with someone else who has their own reality that they want to create, but they're in opposition. We have different goals and maybe, in fact, opposite goals. So how does that work?
Thank you for this question. It's a very wise and a very good one. It was actually the question that I have asked also at some time ago, and it's a very useful one. Actually, what they explain is that in the interaction with someone, there is just you there, and that someone else is going to be the surface for your projections. That's why they never encourage you to change the relationship if you're in this kind of personal romantic relationship. They don't encourage you to leave the friends. They never say that, they never refer to toxic relationships and such things. More than this, they always say that the other person is a mirror for yourself, that whatever you manifest inside through your own thoughts, emotions, and vibratory state, this is exactly what you're going to project on that mirror, which does not mean that the other person doesn't have his own thoughts, emotions, his own experience, past experience, his own things stored in the energy centers. It just means that in the interaction, the other person functions exactly like a surface for the one who projects on that surface. So that's why they would tell you not to, if you're in a relationship, for example, not to change to try to be with someone else, because you're probably going to project exactly the same things. So this is how they refer to it. And they say as well that it's important to get into this reality, to understand that you're the only one who projects, to train the brain into accepting this, to program the brain into accepting this, because when you do it, you actually regain your entire power of creating in this reality. Do you think you can understand it?
So it's not to say that you will necessarily get everything you want because it's your creation of reality. I think I understand what you're saying, that primarily the other person is a mirror and you are probably a mirror for them as well.
Yeah, so when they say that the other person is a mirror, they do not ever refer to the ultimate truth, okay? They don't say that there is such a thing as the ultimate truth. They teach us to understand that this reality is very fluid, that you're creating it and it has a certain fluidity that we don't really understand. So once you believe, and they want you to believe this, that the other person functions as a mirror, the other person is going to function as a mirror, is going to function as a surface. And they want you to believe this and to adopt this idea, to program the mind in this way, because this is how you regain the full power of creation. Because if not, you will have the tendency, the natural tendency of the mind of blaming the environment, of blaming the circumstances, of blaming the other people around you. So that's why they teach us to see the others as mirrors, to program the mind that this is how the others function for us, so we can regain our power to create, and we can bring more awareness and stop blaming anything which is outside ourselves.
So I have a question then. I mean, I understand it. I'm sorry, Steve. Go ahead.
I just wanted to ask about that, your clarification. So are you basically saying that by seeing the other as a projection, we will be, or you're implying that we will be in a state of neutrality, and therefore the interaction will go as smoothly as possible at the highest level of benefit for everyone involved?
Exactly. They tell us that this is how you take the full responsibility upon what you create. And when you enter this reality in which you start to reprogram the mind in accordance with the holographic reality, they say that by seeing the other one as being your mirror, this is how you take the full responsibility upon your creative process. So this is the reason why they want us to see reality, to perceive reality in this way. This is why they teach us to always see the others as mirrors. So we will not blame them. So we will not think that we cannot create, that we are limited because of the other people. And actually, once you program the mind in this way, the others really start to behave as surfaces for your own projections. And you're going to see this. And you're also going to observe their behavior outside the interaction with yourself. And you will see that when they interact with other people, they will just behave very differently. But when they will interact with you, they will function exactly as mirrors, and you're going to project on that surface whatever you think, feel, and whatever your vibrational state is.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Steve. Thank you for the question.
So is that when we're operating from our holographic and more awareness? But what about like the slave trade? What about when they were taking people from Africa? That wasn't a projection, was it? And
no, because this is what I was explaining now, that you have to enter this reality and to reprogram the mind in accordance with the holographic reality. So if you think that you really live in base reality, if you really think that this reality is completely limited, and if you play by the rules, and you play by the outside circumstances, this is exactly what you bring in the reality. You just give your power of creation, which is not good or bad. It's another type of game. So you give your power of creating to others, and you give the power of creating to outside circumstances, to outside realities, and so on. So that's why the other people, being the slaves or so on, were in a lot of suffering, because they didn't really know that they have the power to get out of it and to create their own reality. Or at least at that level, they didn't know. Is it somehow clear?
Yes, and I know a lot of people, you know, because I live in the United States, who are going through dealing with the Black Power thing and the whole thing, and I stay out of it, but I don't think people have to be ready for this level of awareness. You can't talk about it if they're not open to it.
I wouldn't use ready, but yes, you have to develop the consciousness, to expand the consciousness to a certain level. And I'm going back to Rob because I didn't make him the co-host, and then I'm going to start channeling. Thank you so much for the questions. And please do not forget that they always talk about having one reality in another reality, in another reality, in another reality, in an infinite realities. So they never refer to the being in the ultimate reality. They always teach us, whenever we expand our consciousness, to understand that it's just another reality, and we bring our level of consciousness to that reality. So this is what they do now, is to expand our consciousness to the holographic reality and to reprogram the mind in accordance with this holographic reality, so we can actually expand our energy quite a lot and our abilities and everything that we do in this world. Okay, so I'm going to start channeling. And Rob, did I manage to make you the co-host this time?
Yes.
Yes, okay. I hope that I didn't leave anyone offside, hopefully. Okay. We greet you with so much joy, with so much happiness. And we are all invited to step into this joy, to feel this joy, to connect with it at the deepest levels, to allow your mind as well to connect with the new vibration. And we remind you that our goal is to be sure that you have all the support for integrating the new frequencies, those frequencies that are available now on the earth plane, all of the frequencies that you have received lately, and all of the frequencies that we're still bringing to you. And our goal is to be sure that you can integrate them and you can hold them by bringing all the layers of your body into full alignment with the new frequencies, which means that our goal is to bring the emotional body, the mental body, the astral one as well, in full alignment with the new vibration that you have already received and that you're still integrating in your own way, in your own pace. And we invite you to take a deep breath and to exhale. We invite you as well to have trust in the process, to enjoy the journey, and to let go of any kind of outcome, because we are the ones who take care of the outcome that reaches you, not the other way around. We also share with you that by receiving all this information into a channeling state, which means into a theta state, you're actually recording the entire information in your subconscious mind, as well in all of your energy centers, which means that there is absolutely no need to try to keep anything in your mind, to try to record, to try to remember anything, because all the information that reaches you today is going to be recorded in a very natural way. And it's going to pop up on the surface of your being, on the surface of your mind whenever you need it. So this is how it works. This is how you receive any kind of information in the theta state. Therefore, we encourage you to enjoy the journey, to take it as a new way of living, and to allow yourselves to relax, to be more playful, to decide to observe how the mind works, like how to play with the mind, how to play with the ideas in the mind, how to notice the old patterns, the old paradigms that you have been aligned with, to notice how to change those, how to replace them with much better ones. And we do all this for you to understand that you are the only one in full control over your mind. To know that whenever you get into an anxiety mode, whenever you feel fear, whenever you feel anger and any kind of emotions that disturb you in any way, you will have the right tools to work with them, to embrace them, and to change the mental pattern as well. This is why we have gathered here today, for you to understand that you are the creator of your own reality. Therefore, it stays within yourself to direct your energy and to direct your thoughts in the most beneficial way for yourself. We invite you to take a deep breath and to exhale. And to take another deep breath. We're going to start this transmission by connecting you with the central sun and by activating the kundalini energy. Therefore, we ask you to find a comfortable position, to be sure that you can sit in that position for a longer time, and as well that you keep your back straight, to be sure that you keep your concentration level as well higher. And we invite you to take a deep breath again and to exhale. We thank you all for being here. We thank you all for sharing your presence here. We want to remind you all that you are the ones who form the energy of this group. Even if you're supported by us, by the 9-dimensional Pleiadian collective, you're supported by the blue rays beings. You are as well supported by the ascended masters, your spirit guides as well, your angels and archangels. We want you to know that even having all of this support, you are the ones who are forming the energy for the entire group. We invite you now to shift your attention towards the space of your heart, in the center of the heart. Take a deep breath in here and to exhale. And one more deep breath in the center of your heart and to slowly exhale. And you're invited to step even deeper in the vibration of your heart, in the pure vibration of love, by connecting with the heart through your own heartbeats. Allowing the heart to open more and more and to connect each and every of you right here, right now. We invite as well your higher selves. We invite the ascended masters and your spirit guides to join you, as well your cosmic families, and to collaborate with us for this transmission. And you're invited now to take one more deep breath and to slowly exhale. To allow yourself to feel the love that is generated right now from the heart center, and to stay always aware that love comes from within and that you have access to the frequency of love right here, right now. And we connect you now with the central sun. We allow the energy to access, we invite the energy to access your system through the stellar chakra, the 12th chakra, going towards the crown one, reaching the third eye, accessing the throat one, going to the heart center. And the energy from the central sun reaches now the solar plexus, activating this entire area, going even deeper, reaching the sacral area, the root chakra as well. And you're invited to drag the energy, to drag the light from the central sun into your structure completely, activating all the energy centers and dragging the light into the lower chakras, allowing yourself to breathe the light into the lower part of your stomach as well, into the lower back, and to allow yourselves to form a sphere of light whenever you breathe in. And whenever you exhale, to direct this light on the spine, going upper and upper, reaching the crown chakra again. And once more, you breathe in the energy from the central sun, allowing it to enter your system through the stellar chakra and through the crown one. Going deeper and deeper, reaching the lower chakra where you breathe in light. And you breathe in the light through the lower side of your stomach to the lower back, the lower side of your back, allowing yourself to create a sphere of light. And whenever you exhale, the light gets to be directed on the spine, going higher and higher and reaching the crown chakra again. And you're invited to continue making this circuit in the structure so you can activate all of the dormant energies and to allow as well the energy centers to open and to be fully adjusted to the new frequencies that we have brought to you lately. And you're invited to breathe in the light from the central sun and to allow it to be directed in the lower energy centers by breathing in light here, allowing the energy, directing the energy on the spine, going higher and higher, upper and upper on the spine, reaching the crown chakra, which is located approximately and on the top of your head. And we invite you again to allow the light from the central sun to enter your system, to the stellar chakra, the 12th one, reaching the crown chakra, the top of your head, going deeper and deeper, reaching all the other energy centers and being directed towards the lower chakras, towards the lower side of your stomach, and as well the lower part of the back. And you're invited to inhale here profoundly. And whenever you exhale, to direct the light on the spine, activating it completely, going upward towards the crown chakra. And we invite you to breathe in the light from the central sun, coming through the 12th chakra, the stellar one, going towards the crown chakra, the top of your head, entering your system, activating all the energy centers, being directed towards the lower energy centers, the root and the sacral area, activating completely this area and directing the light on the spine, activating the dormant energies, allowing these energies to go higher and to be spread, to activate, to nourish all the energy centers, and directed higher and higher on the spine, reaching the crown chakra. And we invite you to breathe in and to breathe out, allowing the central sun to nourish your system, to activate certain layers of the holographic body. And you're invited just to allow this energy to flow naturally, to enter your energy centers, to open them up, to activate the dormant energies, and to direct this energy on the spine, reaching the crown chakra again. We invite you to allow this circuit to be made a few more times. We also remind you that as often you practice this exercise, you actually activate the frequency within, and you learn how to have access to it from inside whenever you wish to. And we invite you to take one more deep breath and to slowly exhale. And we form now a column of light from the central sun all around you, containing the entire system, activating certain layers of the holographic body, exactly those layers that match this holographic sequence, this reality, for you to be able to have access to a higher level of awareness, a higher level of consciousness, to be able to reprogram your mind in accordance with this higher level of consciousness. And we invite you once more to take a deep breath and to exhale. We thank you for being here. And slowly you can open your eyes now. You can start moving. Being sure that you stay connected with the physical body, being sure that you're able to feel your physical body. Be sure that you feel good, that you're here, you're now. And in the following moments, we want to provide more information of what it means to higher the level of awareness and what does it mean to have a holographic body. How do you bring this new awareness into your system and how you start acting accordingly with it. Therefore, we want to be sure that you're able to integrate this information. We want to be sure that you enjoy stepping into this new field of consciousness, that you do so out of joy, out of curiosity, out of your kind intentions of loving yourself and loving humanity and spreading, sharing this love on the earth plane. We invite you to take one more deep breath and to exhale. And as we have showed you, as we have presented until now, we have shared with you that you are the one creating the reality. You are the one projecting the entire reality right from within, that there is no such thing as outside circumstances. There is no outside reality. Therefore, we have always suggested you to turn your attention inside, because you actually create through your thoughts, emotions, and the current vibrational state, which means that your thoughts, emotions, and the vibrational state are the main functions of your system, and this is how you have been programmed to create, to project in this certain frame. We know as well that accordingly to the three-dimensional reality, you have believed that there are certain rules that you have to apply to, that you have to be aligned with. You have been told that you live in a limited reality, that you have a physical body, that you're going to die at a certain moment in time, that you have no control about the moment of dying, that you have no control about the moment of coming into life. You have been conditioned to think that you have almost no control about what happens in the physical body, and that whenever the physical body gets sick, you need a professional to take care of your body. You have been conditioned to think that there are certain facts and that your reality is created upon those certain facts. And therefore, once you shift from the three-dimensional reality to the fifth dimensional one, you expand your level of awareness, you expand your level of consciousness, because you have developed a certain amount of unconditional love. This is the only way of actually shifting from a third dimensional perception to a fifth dimensional one, going, of course, on through the fourth one, by developing more love, and mostly by developing more unconditional love by opening the heart center. Therefore, you have reached that state in which you can have access, you expand your consciousness, and you can have access to a different range of information. And this information has been created, has been provided for you, so you can actually shift completely with your body as well to this new level of consciousness. We also want to share with you that until some time ago, this was not possible, that many beings on the airplane used to leave their bodies to reach such a state. We share with you that this has changed because of certain planetary movements that interact now with the frequency of Earth. You're actually able to reprogram the mind completely and reprogram the energy centers completely, and by keeping the physical body, by ascending with the physical body. We want you to understand what this means and what are the changes that you're going to bring to the body. We want you to be aware that there are no certain rules besides those rules that you bring in your reality, besides those limitations that you bring in your reality. You receive this information because of the tremendous amount of love that you have developed. We are so delighted to be able to provide this information for you and to teach you how to integrate it and to apply it further. We want you to understand that the human mind has and functions upon basic programs. These basic programs have been implemented to be sure that humanity will not get to a self-destructive mode. Because whenever you do not develop enough love and you have access to certain technologies and you have access to a certain amount of information, if there is not enough love, you're going to be in danger. So that's why we tell you that you're here, because you have actually developed this amount of love. We feel so much gratitude for your kind intentions and how you manifest and how you have been manifesting them on the earth plane. And we want now to change, to replace those basic programs that keep you limited, to replace those basic programs that are coming from the third dimensional perception. We want you to become fully aware that this reality is much more fluid than you used to perceive it, that there is not one reality but many parallel realities, and that you shift through these parallel realities from one moment to another completely, that your hologram is also changing in accordance with the new vibrational state each and every moment. Therefore, there is actually no fixed I. There is actually no fixed identity. There is only the way you have been conditioned to perceive what you feel from within. Therefore, we bring this knowledge, and we have brought this knowledge to you, that there is no reason to keep perceiving yourselves as being fixed, because whenever you do so, you create certain qualities in yourselves, and you start behaving upon those qualities by knowing that those qualities have the condition of changing continuously. You allow yourself to flow with life, to surrender to life, instead of going into very fixed patterns. Therefore, we want you to know that one of the basic programs is that you live separately from the others, that you have fixed identity, that you live in a base reality which is completely limited by certain facts, by certain regulations, by certain laws of nature. And today we're going to work upon these two main programs. One of them that states that you live in a reality which is limited, and the other one that states that you are separated from everything that is. And we want to replace this program by explaining you that this is, you're accessing now the holographic reality. We're actually sending this message to you, sending this message through your subconscious mind, through all of your energy centers, that by expanding your level of consciousness to that of the holographic reality, you expand your entire reality, expanding your abilities, the power of love as well, and the entire way of relating to one another. Therefore, we call on your awareness, on your maturity of understanding that whenever you want to make the complete shift to the 5-dimensional reality, you'll have to accept the reality of the holographic body and to start working with it. By working with it means to allow yourselves not to go on the hold, not to go on holding the old habits, on understanding that you have already integrated many of the new frequencies, which means that from now on you're not depending, you don't depend anymore, you're not depending anymore on sleeping for a long time. You do not depend anymore on eating larger quantities of food, because you have already shifted to alternative sources of energy, that there is no need to go into so much action, because the mind has the ability to stay still, the body has the ability to stay still as well, and to do a lot of work at the energetical level as well. For some of you, this will mean to go more inside, more into playing with the energy inside and influencing and creating the reality from there. For some of you, will mean as well going inside, but still allowing the body to move, to be into a lot of action, and allowing that energy to be put into different actions. Whatever you feel is just perfect. If you set the intention of doing everything with love, or of being a pure channel for love and light, and allowing that love to move you, to move through you, and to manifest through your actions. Therefore, for those who feel like not being into so much action, we invite you to do so, to follow your intuition, to know that there is no need to go back to the old habits, because whenever you allow the change to happen, this change is going to carry you to a very different reality. It might seem at the beginning that this change is too much. It might seem that you don't like it because the mind has been conditioned not to like change, not to accept change easily. Therefore, we encourage you to flow with it, to tell yourselves that everything that happens is just normal, it's just natural, that your DNA is changing at the most profound level, and it is absolutely normal for the body and the mind to feel these changes, as well for the outside projections to change. Therefore, our first guidance is to allow the change to come, not to be worried in any way, just to know that it takes a while until the system adapts completely to the new frequencies. It takes as well a while until you will reprogram the mind completely. Therefore, in this process, we ask you to have patience, to have trust, and mostly to enjoy the journey. We also want to share with you that by activating the entire holographic sequence, you actually bring on the surface certain memories, probably from other realities, from other lifetimes. You develop certain abilities that you were not aware of, and many other changes can be felt at the level of the mind and body. One of them is as well feeling that you do things effortlessly, like something else works through you. We share with you that this is also absolutely natural, that whenever you make this higher shift in the consciousness, you will feel much lighter and things will come much more natural. I invite you to take a deep breath and to exhale. We thank you for being here. We thank you for listening to this transmission. We thank you for your willingness to collaborate with us, with the cosmic families that support and guide the earth plane at this time. We love you, we love you, we love you. We are going to invite you to take a deep breath and to exhale. We invite you as well to drink plenty of water, to drink plenty of liquids, to allow a higher amount of oxygen to enter your system. We always encourage you in this way to adopt those breathing techniques that are most useful for you at this moment. And as well to adopt those exercises for the body that help you to move the energy inside so you don't feel agitated, so you feel at peace and at the point of stillness each and every moment. In this case, we always encourage you to ask for our support, and whenever you don't know what to do, we encourage you to ask the channelers to guide you on this path. We invite you to take one more deep breath and to exhale. And as we have already started to share with you that there are 2 basic programs running in your mind right now, and they are highly related to the 3-dimensional conditions. These 2 programs are: I live in a base reality which is limited by certain laws of nature, and I have a fixed identity which is separated from all that is. These are the 2 programs that have been running in your minds until now. There is no need to keep them, because once you have shifted and you have integrated the new frequencies, these old paradigms, these old patterns have to be completely replaced. This is going to happen today in the most natural way. There is no need for you to do anything. Just to completely understand that by activating the holographic sequence, you allow yourself to expand even more the consciousness level and to have access to all those abilities and memories as well that you have forgotten. As well, when we say that you do not have a fixed identity, we explain this by making you aware that everything changes, that the main quality of this reality is changing, is impermanence, which means that your thoughts, emotions, and the vibrational state changes continuously. The holographic body changes from one moment to another completely. And through your thoughts, you're shifting from one reality to another. In this frame, we ask you, what are you really? And whenever you point to yourself as being separated, as having an individuality, we ask you, what are you actually pointing towards? And we invite you to reflect this question, to contemplate it, to allow the answer to be formed in the following period of time, just by keeping your attention inside and allowing yourselves to see that the entire fixed identity has been formed by the main conditioning of the mind, that you have a certain name, you live in a certain frame of time, that you have certain interactions, that you have developed certain qualities upon your own life experiences. We share with you that even if this was your reality before, even if these programs have worked before, we would not call them being false, being fake or truth in any way, or true in any way. we would just say that from now on, all of these conditionings are not applying anymore. So we invite you to see how you change each and every moment, how everything that happens inside, because of the new energy being generated continuously, to notice how the thoughts, how the emotions change, and to notice as well how the sensations in the body change, because these sensations are derived from the chemical reactions that happen inside your own structure. When you learn how to observe all this, you also learn to see that there are no fixed qualities, but that these qualities have been projected upon the perspective that you have adopted until now. Therefore, whenever you tell yourself, I am a good person, or I am a mean person, or I cannot do this, or I'm really good at that, but I'm really not good at this one, you're actually creating that in your system, and you start behaving upon the conditionings that you have inserted in your mind. These programs, these conditionings form as well and direct the energy in the energy centers, which means that whenever you keep telling yourself, I am not good enough, or I cannot do this, or my quality is this one, you're actually inserting that program by repeating it again and again, until the energy in your energy centers, in the specific energy centers, follow those programs. Therefore, whenever you tell yourself, I live in a reality which is not limited, I have a light body, I have a holographic body, I know that everything is possible. I know that I can expand my consciousness and work with my energy field and with the entire energy inside, allowing this energy to direct, to form, to create my reality. You actually bring more and more of these new programs, of these new conditions, and you adjust your system to the 5-dimensional perspective. Therefore, we invite you to do so. And we also tell you that you're going to be fully supported. You're going to do this in a very natural way, not by trying to convince yourselves of certain things, but by rediscovering them, remembering them in a natural way. We invite you now to take a deep breath and to exhale. We also share with you that even if it seems that you have a separate existence on the earth plane, and it seems that this separation is created because of the body, this separation actually does not exist at any level, because whatever you think, whatever you're generating, is influencing all the others. Therefore, we would say that you are all in the same place, you are all in the same boat, creating the energy together. And we are not referring now only to this group, we are referring to humanity as a group, as a collective mind. And even if it seems that you function differently, that you function separately, there is actually no separation. We encourage you to take a deep breath here and to exhale. That's why we always encourage you to think, to feel that you're the one projecting the reality, that you're the one creating it. So you bring and you take this responsibility upon your own creations. As well, when you understand that everything is connected, that there is no actual separation, you will understand that you are completely nothing and everything in the same time. We invite you to take one more deep breath and to exhale. We're going to work a bit more in the following days, in the following period of time, with these two basic programs that you're going to integrate them perfectly, and the mind will start to act accordingly to this replacement that we are creating now in your minds. We invite you to take a deep breath and to join us into a new practical meditation. We invite you to be sure to take a paper and a pencil, a pen, to have them in front of you. And this time, you are invited to observe the mind as it is, to observe all the thoughts that form and go and disappear naturally from the mind. And whenever you notice any negative pattern, any negative thought, and we have shared previously with you that when we say negative thought, we actually refer to what you don't want to create. When we say positive thoughts, we refer to what you want to create, what is in accordance with the highest possible visions, those that are aligned with the vibrations of peace and love. So you can replace positive thoughts if you feel like with what do I want to create, and you can replace negative thinking, negative thoughts with what do I don't want to create, what I don't want to create. And we invite you to take this practical meditation, this practical journey within yourselves, to watch the mind as it is. And whenever you notice a negative pattern, whenever you notice that there are thoughts coming, thoughts that you don't want to create with, we ask you just to observe how the body feels like, if there are any changes happening in the body, to notice the vibration as well, which is behind these thoughts, and just to go on by making a line on the piece of paper whenever you notice the negative patterns, those thoughts that you don't want to create with, just to make a simple line on the piece of paper, and then to come back and to allow the mind to work normally. We also share with you that by doing this here, it might happen that your thoughts will get to be quite rare, that the mind will be quite still, but by making this practice outside of this space, outside of this supportive energy, you will be able to see exactly how the mind works like. Now you're training yourself into just observing in the natural way. So you're invited for the next 20 minutes to observe the mind as it is, to notice if something changes at the level of the body when a negative pattern is created, to observe if there is any kind of vibration behind that, to make a simple sign on the piece of paper for generating the negative pattern, and then to go back into paying attention to whatever happens in the mind. We encourage you not to engage with any thoughts in any way. You're just noticing them. We encourage you as well not to give labels of positive and negative in the way you have been used until now, but just by observing, because this is how you're training yourself. It is absolutely natural for the mind to create to its random chattering. It is absolutely natural for the mind to go into old patterns, into negative patterns. So you're here to learn how to replace those patterns, firstly by identifying them. We thank you and we invite you now to close your eyes and just to observe the mind. Whenever you don't know if a thought goes to the section positive or negative, we encourage you to ask yourself the question, do I want to create this? And to notice what is the answer. And then to go back into observing with attention. I invite you just to observe the mind and to observe mainly those thoughts that you don't want to create with, that you don't want to create through. To notice them as they are and then to turn the attention back towards the next thought that naturally enters the mind. And we ask you now, whenever you notice a negative thought, to ask yourself the question, do I want to create my reality through this thought? This is what I want to create. This is what I want to bring into existence. And if the answer is no, to ask yourself the question, then what do I actually want to create? And we are going to give you an example by stating that whenever you notice that the mind says, for example, that I don't like doing this, to ask yourself the question, do I want to create more of I don't like to be in this situation, or do I want to change it? And to ask yourself, how can I change it? What do I actually want to create? And to replace the thought with, I can accept this situation as it is right here, right now, or if I cannot accept it, I can change it exactly the way I want. We encourage you to do so for each negative pattern, just to observe whenever the mind produces a thought that you don't want to create through, you don't want to create with, to ask yourself the question, this is what I want to bring into my reality. And then to ask yourself, what do I actually want to bring? Whenever you seem to be disturbed by the qualities of another person, please ask yourself the question, this is what I want to create, more of those qualities reflected on that surface? Or do I want to bring love and gentleness, kindness and peace on this surface? Whenever you notice that the mind says, I'm really getting disturbed, I'm really disturbed by this, ask yourself the question, do I want to create more of this discomfort? Or what do I actually want to create? Do I want to create relaxation and being at ease with this situation? Or I want to allow my thoughts to go into this direction, creating reality upon reality upon reality and crystallizing the timeline. So So we ask you just to observe the mind, and whenever a thought which is not in accordance with your intentions, a negative thought comes, just to ask yourself the question, is this what I want to create? And then to ask yourself, what do I actually want to bring into existence? You always have the option to observe the thought, and just by observing it, to allow it to go, to allow it to vanish, by surrendering yourself to all that is, and knowing that there is no need to believe in each and every thought. This will work perfectly to the current situation, but it will not work to those very old patterns that the mind has already created. Therefore, we encourage you for those very old patterns to really look at them and to keep asking yourself, is this what I want to bring into my reality? Because by creating more and more of those thoughts, you're lowering your vibration and you're crystallizing a certain timeline. We do not share this with you to scare you in any way, just to make you aware that each and every thought creates something. And we invite you to take a deep breath and to breathe out. To shift the attention now from the mind towards the center of the heart. We are invited to feel the pure vibration of love. And for those who find it difficult to connect with the frequency of love, we invite you to place one of your hands above the heart space so you can actually feel the heartbeats. And you can connect with the heart through the physical sensations. And we invite now the vibration of love coming out from the heart center to embrace your entire holographic sequence, to activate all of the energy centers, and to spread further and further into embracing all of your surroundings, all of the people around you, all of the visible and invisible beings of the planet, and to embracing the waters of Mother Earth, the entire vegetation, and the entire animal kingdom as well. And we invite you now to visualize how the entire planet shines in this sphere of love and light that you create. And we thank you so much for receiving this transmission, for opening your heart center more and more, and for manifesting through the vibration of love. We encourage you now to take a deep breath and to exhale. And we ask you until the next meeting to be aware that this meditation will continue and to keep practicing observing the mind, and mostly observing whenever a certain thought forms and that thought is not aligned with what you actually want to create. We invite you to keep doing so, because just by doing it for a few hours continuously, you're already shifting from one reality to another one, raising your vibration continuously. Just by observing the mind and being sure that no negative thought enters the mind during a certain duration of time, during a certain period of time, you make sure that you increase your vibrational state to such a level that you'll not be able to crystallize any timeline through negative patterns, through negative way of thinking. We also encourage you, whenever you observe that a certain pattern seems to come back, to take a break, to breathe, to transform the emotion which will be at the base of the thought by reconnecting with the heart center, by redirecting your energy in the center of your heart and connecting with the vibration of love, and then to move on. Because by doing so, you actually do not crystallize, you do not create a certain timeline which has a lower vibration that the vibration of your highest intentions. Therefore, whenever notice that the mind got back into the negative thinking, we encourage you to take a short break and to breathe, to stop from whatever you are doing, just to take a deep breath, to recenter in the heart, feel the vibration of love, and then to move on. We encourage you to do so until the next meeting, until our next meeting. To do so with joy, with curiosity of how you can actually shift towards a very different reality in such a short amount of time. We also encourage you to relax, to drink plenty of water, to lighten your diet, and just to know that this process happens naturally, that you are so supported, you are so guided, that there is nothing that can go wrong, there is nothing that cannot match the new reality of the fifth dimension. We thank you for being here. We thank you for generating such tremendous energy. We love to observe your kind intentions and the way you manifest them on this plane. We love to be here to remind you of what you truly are, of who you truly are, to support you into sharing this love on the earth plane. We thank you. We love you. We love you. We love you.